It's like the third time I try to record this video, but I don't know what's going on. I think a lot of doubt is the demons. These demons is behind it, but it's the brother Abakalak Shalom Salakia Shalom Israel, the brother YAHAWAH here with a hopeful, edifying video to the body of YAHAWAHSHI. First and foremost, I will give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders that learned the truth from, the men of GMS, and the brethren with the like-minded doctrine. And I want to say shalom to the Akim and to the Akwah. I'm basically trying to make a response to the elder from South Carolina. He had put a video together, and the name's Sneaky Hamite Christian Hurt by the Truth. You know, basically they was upset about the 12 tribes sign, 12 tribes sign Salaki. They was upset that that there's no other nation that could be saved, and that's according to the word. So right here I have a book. It's called From Jesus to Christianity, written by L. Michael White. I just want to get a depiction of this guy to see like what he. This is who this guy is. Perceived to me to be an Edomite. We'll read a little bit of it about it. At the bottom it says L. Michael White. It's lucky. I got to go back. Focus in here. It says L. Michael White. I think that's his pen name. Is Randall Nelson Wilson. Randall Nelson Smith, chair of classic and Christian origins, and is the director of the Institute for the Study of Antiquity and Christian Origins at the University of Texas at Austin. So that's all I'm gonna get. That's his pen name is L. Michael White. But perceived to be an Edomite. So I'm gonna just read a little bit what he has here, and this section of the book. This section is called. This chapter is called Judaism and the Diaspora. So we're gonna read it and get some scriptures out, And it reads here. It said the Greek term diaspora means scattering or dispersion. It refers to the Jews. See, it refers to the Jews who lived outside the homeland. That homeland is Jerusalem, effectively beginning with those Judeans who were taken away to exile into Babylon. Although many of their descendants eventually returned home, others did not. The Babylonian Jewish community, Slovakia. Sometimes I gotta go back. The Babylonian Jewish community continued to be very important down through the end of the late antiquity. It says the real diffusion of Jewish roots began during the Hellenistic period. So we're going to get into what the word diffusion means. I know what it means. Diffusion means scattering. So they basically saying the real scattering of the Jews, the Jewish group didn't begin during the Hellenistic period. We're going to get the definition of Hellenistic too. See, diffusion means, see, the spreading of something more widely. So it didn't spread widely Hellenistic period. You know, that's what diffusion means. The spreading of something. Just to let you know where I was at, the spreading of something more widely. So we're going to go back to the camera. And then we're going to go into, so we're going to go back to the camera and get the definition of Hellenistic. See the, see right here, this is on Salaki, this is in the Zondervan Compact Dictionary, the Zondervan Compact Dictionary, Salaki, inside the Zondervan Compact Dictionary, and we're looking for the word Hellenistic. See, it says there, once it focuses in, it says Hellenistic, Hellenist, Salaki. Hellenist says Jews who made Greek their tongue, and with it often adopted Greek ideals and practices. So that the Hellenists or the Hellenistics are Jews who made Greek their tongue, which is their language, and with it often adopted Greek ideals and Greek ideals and practices. So that's what Hellenists are Jews taking on the customs of the Greeks or the heathen. So that's what we was reading. What we was reading there. So I'm gonna go back here and it says starting right here. It says the real diffusion, which is scattering wide of the Jewish group, which is that the Jews began during the Hellenistic period. See, the Hellenistic are the Jews who adopted Greek customs. So I'm gonna bring this camera back up. By the time of the Roman Empire, there were Jewish encaves in virtually all parts of the Mediterranean world. So we're going to look up that word encave and see what that means. We're going to get the word what encave means. Encave means, we'll get the second definition.
Enclave.
Enclave means a place, the second definition, a place or group that is different in character from those surrounding it. So that's the encaves that we're talking about, was the Hellenistic Jews, or the Jews that took on the customs of the Greeks, or the customs or the heathen that's round about them. You know, so no, the enclave, that's what it says in the here. Go back to the, so we know what enclave means. A different, it's like a place or a group that is different in character from those surrounding it. So these was the Jews, the Jewish enclave that was different from the original Greeks, the so-called the Greeks, or the heathen that was in there. So I'm gonna read that again, starting at where it says by the time of the Roman Empire, there were Jewish enclaves in virtually all parts of the Mediterranean world. So there was Jewish groups. There were Jews, a group of Jews in virtually all parts of the Mediterranean, where they were scattered. We gonna get that out of scriptures too. See, they were scattered, just like Yahweh said he was gonna scatter our people. So we gonna go here to Salakia. We gonna go here to I might have get the Old Testament. I'm at the other app. And Ezekiel 11 and 16. This is Acts. Salakia, Ezekiel 11. And 16, it reads, therefore say, thus saith Yahweh power, although I have cast them far off among the heathen, and although I have scattered them among the countries, yet I will be to them as a little sanctuary in the countries where they shall come. So that's that diaspora, the Amislaki diasporas, which that's what the Yahweh did to our people, did to us. He scattered us, among the heathen. Now I want to also get it out of go to the 36th chapter, Ezekiel the 36th chapter, and the 19th verse. Ezekiel 36th chapter, 19th verse. And it reads, and I scattered them among the heathen, and they were dispersed through the countries according to their ways and according to their doings I judged them. So that's what we're talking about. So that's what Yahweh did to us for disobeying the law, statutes, and commandments. He scattered us among the nations, among the heathen. I want to also get it out of Tobit. Salakia. Tobit, the 13th chapter. 13th chapter and 5th verse. It says, confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he hath scattered us among them. That's what it said. Confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he hath scattered us among them. So Yahweh, by Hashem YAHAWAHSHI scattered us. Yahweh scattered us among the heathen. And I'm going to continue reading out this book. Just clarification that these Gentiles or Hellenists, which is the same thing as Gentiles, this pertains to the Jews, the group of Jews that were dispersed in these different countries, these various countries. See, I'm going to read it again, starting by right. It says, by the time of the Roman Empire, there was Jewish enclaves, which is a group that was different from the people living there. This group of Jews that was different from the rest of the people in virtually all parts of the Mediterranean world. The most populous were in Egypt. Was that Hamite was, she's a Hamite, she's from so-called Africa, especially in Alexandria, which had an estimated Jewish population of nearly 100,000. Rome also was said to have this many Jews in the imperial period, even if these numbers are rather exaggerated. they point to the fact that increasingly Jewish groups were choosing to live outside their homeland, which was Jerusalem. By the middle 2nd century CE, after the failure of the two revolts against Rome, it may well be the case that the vast majority of the Jews, lived in the diaspora. I'm gonna read on, and it says, although Rome generally tolerated its Jewish residents and granted their rights, things were not always so serene or so pleasant. In 19 CE, for example, the Emperor Tiberius expelled at least some of the Jews from Rome. The case, which is reported in some detail by Josephus, is instructive for understanding both the treatment of Jews and the Jewish thought of the diaspora, and the Jewish thought in the diaspora. According to Josephus, the Jews were expelled at the same time as the cult of Isis, and for similar reasons. Says for similar reasons. In the case of ISIS cult, some of its priests has been implicated in helping arrange the scandalous sexual liaison involving the wife says sexual liaison involving the wife of a aristocratic Roman citizen. In the case of the Jews, Josephus claims that the perpetrators were renegade Jews who conned a wealthy Roman matron, a recent proselyte, i.e., for example, gentile convert to Judaism. So that this wealthy matron, we're gonna find out what that word means. I know it means some type of I think some type of female lady of some type of high status or something like that. I might be pronouncing it right. I'm pronouncing it wrong. Matron says a woman in charge of domestic or medical arrangements at a boarding school or other establishment. A female prison officer. A married woman, especially a dignified and sober middle-aged woman. So I think it's the second verse. I think it's a married woman, especially a dignified and sober middle-aged woman. So basically, it's a lady, you know. So a lady, middle-aged is a lady. So said she was wealthy. The Jews who conned a wealthy Roman matrion, a recent proselyte, example, Gentile convert to Judaism. So that Gentile was a Hellenist, the Jews that was a Jew that, that were Hellenized or going on or taking on the custom of the Greek or whatever whatever heathen nation that they came into, whatever heathen country that they came into giving them money. Ostensibly, the money was a contribution towards the temple in Jerusalem. See, she was just paying alms, and then they tried to say they conned her out of money. It's our custom, it was a law, to pay alms, and she was just obeying the customs of the laws of the YAHAWAHSHI, giving alms. When it was discovered, they had kept the money for themselves. The emperor expelled the entire Jewish community from the city and conscripted 4,000 Jewish men into the army. So I'm trying to see there. I guess I'm not sure how that came about, but I guess they said they kept the money for themselves. But in both cases, there seems to have been some concern over the proselytizing, because that's converting, Gentile being converted, a Hellenistic Jew being converted back to the law, statutes, and commandments of YAHAWAHSHI. In both cases, there seemed to have been some concerns over proselytizing Roman citizens, particularly women. Even so, it is not likely that all of the Jews actually left Greater Rome, and certainly not all of Italy. For only 30 years later, in 49 CE, the Emperor Claudius once again expelled from Rome Jews who were created disturbance at the instigation of a certain Christus. This case has been much discussed because of the name Christus, which can easily be understood as a mispronunciation of Christus, which means Messiah, the anointed. So I guess they were saying they was making disturbance over this one guy, but they were, in actuality, the disturbance was because of the Hamashiach, which in Greek is called Christus. And they just got it confused or whatever. It's like it. Some have suggested that the disturbance were debates between Jews and the Christians. So they say the Jews are the Hellenistic, the Hellenistic Jews, and the Christian, which was the followers of Hamashiach. That's the community of Jews within the Jewish community of Rome. See, that was Jews of the community. The Jewish community of the Jew group that was in Rome. So they was all Jews. The Jews, the Hellenistic Jews that didn't know there was that they were Jews, and the Christians, which was the followers, the ones that knew the circumcised, the ones that knew there was followers, Yahweh and YAHAWAHSHI. You know, there was a disturbance between the two groups. So I think I'm gonna read a little bit more, and it says, some have suggested that, hold up, there is no direct Salakia. There is no direct evidence to support this idea. Salakia. There is no direct evidence to support this idea, according to Acts 18:1-9, when Paul first met with the missionary couple. When Paul first met with a missionary couple, Priscilla and Aquila in Corinth, they had recently come from Rome because of this expulsion, when they was expelled. So we're going to get that in Acts 18:1. We're going to get that. See the account of Acts 18:1 and see what was said there. See, Acts 18:1, it reads, if these things Paul departed from Athens and came into Corinth, and found a certain Jew named Aquila. See, that was the Aquila. They was Jews, all Jews, born in Pontus, lately came from Italy with his wife Priscilla Salakia, because that Claudius had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome. See there? That was all the Jews, the Hellenistic Jews, and the circle and the followers of Hamashiach, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahawashi, and came into them. And because he was of the same craft, he abode with them in wrath. For by their occupation they were tent makers, and he reasoned in the synagogues every Sabbath, and persuaded Jews and the Greeks. See, that Greek means Hellenistic. You know, we're gonna get into it. See what Greek means. It's like it. It says Helen.
Strong's G 1672. Helene.
Helene. See, we're gonna go here to know what Helene means. Helene means Grecian. Strong's definition. Helene, basically Hellenistic or Grecian. It says a Hellen, Grecian, or inhabitants of Hellas. So basically, the Greek means Helen, a Hellenistic Jew. That we already covered that. The Jews who cover the Jews who converted. The Jews who converted to the customs of the Greeks. So we already went into the definition of that. And I want to also get out of Acts. I'm gonna go back to Acts 6:1 just to get more clarification, because I basically the point should be made, but we gonna get more scriptures just for more edification. We can go to Acts 6. Acts 6:1, and it reads, and in those days, where the number of the disciples, Slakia, let me start over. And in those days, when the number of the disciples was multiplied, there arose a murmuring of the Grecians against the Hebrews, because of their widows were neglected in their daily ministration. See, that tells you what it was. Grecians means we gonna go into it against the Hebrews, against the regular against the Jews that knew there was Jews. And I'm gonna read this New Living Translation. But as the believers rapidly multiplied, there was a rumbling of discontent. The Greek-speaking believers complained about the Hebrew-speaking believers, saying that their widows were being discriminated against in the daily distribution of food. So we're gonna go into this. So like we got in the definition of Hellenistic. It was Jews speaking, Jews speak Jews taking on the language of the Greeks. So that was the where it says in the other translation, it was the believers that were speaking Greek. So we're gonna go into Grecian. See, Grecian in the translation of Hellenistic.
Strong's G 1675.
Hellenist.
Hellenistes. Hellenistes.
Hellenistes. See, and it says a Hellenist. See, we already went into the definition in the Zondervan Compact Dictionary that describe that basically that tells you what Hellenist means. A Jew taking on the language and custom of the Greek. So that was a Hellenist. See, and it says here, a Hellenist or Greek-speaking Jew, Grecian. See, that's what it is. The same definition in a Hellenist or Greek-speaking Jew, Grecian. So basically that sums up what who the Gentiles were. The Gentiles that were dispersed in all four corners of the earth. That we got that in account in Tobit, account in Ezekiel, with the Most High scattered us among the heathen, among these different countries. That was the during the diaspora, which that was called the scattering. That was the Greeks that were scattering into all different countries. With Yahawah Bashim YAHAWAHSHI, Yahawah done to our people. So that's the Greek. That's the Gentiles that the Bible is talking about. It's not talking about no other nation of people. I could go on because it also says in the book, other Jewish enclaves experienced sporadic persecution by their pagan neighbors, which is the Romans. They was experiencing persecution by the Romans. But the Romans were pagan. So it says that right here. It says other Jewish. We'll start down here. It says other Jewish enclaves. That enclaves is a group different than you know, then a group that's different than the surrounding people, you know, the scattering. It says the other Jewish enclaves experienced sporadic persecution by their pagan neighbors, you know, which is the Romans or the Grecians. One case occurred in Antioch in the mid 40s CE, you know. They go into Caligula, all these different Roman emperors. We can go here too. It says the Jewish community responded by sending a delegation to Rome to appeal directly to the Emperor Caligula. You know, and it goes into the history of you know, because I guess they was being accused, and they was had appealed to the Roman Emperor. You know, it's just a bit of history there. The killing of Claudius. So I'm trying to see if I need to get. I also want to get this too. Probably done lost the page. Block you. Yeah, Salaki, I want to get this account out of oh, Salaki, I forgot about the letters. I'm about to forget about that. Who these epistles was? Epistles means letter. Who these epistles or letters was directed to. So we're gonna go to Acts 15, Salakia. I'm about to forget about that. The letters. Acts 15. Hope this lesson ain't too long. And 23. We're gonna start at 21. And it reads get out this Salakia. Acts 15 and 23. Salakia, Acts 15 and 21. And it reads, for Moses of old time hath in every city them that preach him, being read in the synagogues every Sabbath day. Then pleased it the apostles and elders with the whole church to send chosen men of their own company to Antioch with Paul and Barnabas, namely Judas, surnamed Barnabas, and Silas, chief men among the brethren. So we're going to stop there and get who are the brethren. According to the Bible, who are the brethren? We're going to go to Romans 9. We're going to go to Romans 9 and get out and find out who's the brethren. Who's the brethren? Romans 9 and 1. And it reads, starting at the top, I say the truth in Hamashiach, I lie not. My conscience also bear me witness in the Holy Ghost, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish myself were accursed for Hamashiach, For my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites. See, that's who that brethren is. There's kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to who pertaineth the adoption, the glory, and the covenants, and the giving of the law, and the service of Yahweh, and the promises. So we made a clarification who the brethren is. My kinsmen according to the flesh, who are Israelites. Now we're gonna go back to Acts 15 to get clarification who the brethren is. Acts 15 and 23. We're gonna start at 22. And pleased the apostles and elders with the whole church to send chosen men of their own company to Antioch with Paul and Barnabas, namely Judas, surnamed Barnabas, and Silas, chief men among the brethren, which is who? Israelites. And they wrote letters by them after this manner. This is how they wrote the letters. Was the epistles of Paul, for example, all the letters that pertain to Hebrew, the epistles, the book of the letters of Hebrew, the letters of Rome, the epistles of Rome. All of these epistles was written this way. So likely I'm gonna read back. And they wrote letters by them after this manner, that the apostles and elders and brethren sent greetings unto the brethren which are of the Gentiles. See, of the Gentiles, these Hellenistic Jews in Antioch and in Syria and Cilicia. So that's his clarification that these letters or epistles was written to the brethren, which are all Israelites, which are Hellenistic, who are of the Jews. Read that back over. Acts 15 and 23, and he wrote letters by them after this manner. The apostles and elders and brethren send greetings unto the brethren, which are of the Gentiles, which are the Hellenistic Jews, in Antioch, Syria, and Cilicia. And I think we're gonna that's all I really need to read, just to clarify these epistles or these letters. The book of Hebrews, these letters, these different letters that's throughout the Bible, the New Testament. These letters was written to the Hellenistic Jews, or the Grecians, or the Gentiles, which were the Jews that was in a Gentile state of mind. We just clarify that the definition of Hellenistic and Grecian was all Jew-speaking Greeks, and those letters only are directed to the Jews in these areas of different countries, and Corinth, Antioch, Syria, Cilicia, Rome, all these different countries, which were where they were scattered through the diaspora, which means scattering in Greek. Diaspora, which means scattering, we just proved that these Greeks, the Grecians, or Hellenistic, are the Jew-speaking Greeks. I'm going to read it out of the New Living Translation in verse 23. This is the letter they took with them. This letter is from the apostles and the elders, your brothers in Judea, in Jerusalem. In Jerusalem, it is written to the Gentile believers in Antioch, Syria, Cilicia, greetings. So, your brothers in Jerusalem. So we already see who the brothers were, are Israelites according to the flesh. We just went into, You know, I'm gonna say it again, like the Hellenistic, who are the Hellenistic. So, those people, that plantation Christianity is dead, man. You know, they have no grounds, man. They have nothing to base their belief on but fabrications and vanity, you know, and vain imagination, man. They have no doctrine. They don't, just like the scripture said, they don't speak according to this word because there's no light in them. Let's get that. According to this word. In Isaiah 8:20, and it reads, to the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it's because there is no light in them, you know. There's no light. They don't walk in light. They in darkness. They in the gross darkness of this world, which is, Christianity is a worldly doctrine. You can go all over the world and they preaching Christianity everywhere. It's an accepted doctrine. According to the Bible, if you preaching this word, you're gonna be persecuted. You know what I'm saying? Followers of YAHAWAHSHI, you're gonna be persecuted. You see these people over here, and especially in Great Babylon the Great. This doctrine is accepted. That Christianity is accepted. You can do no wrong, even though you could be a criminal pastor. They'll still look at that guy like, hey, look, he's a pastor. You know what I'm saying? They'll overlook everything and just throw that pastor thing out there. He ain't nothing but a false prophet. But I hope the body of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahawashi will edify. And I hope the video wasn't too long. And I want to say, call Holayim La Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahawashi Ba'Shem Rakakadas. And the water, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. And Wa Abab Abal. Shalom. Till next time, Yahweh Ratazah. Yahweh willing.